and I see a lot of black women making videos talking down to black men who voted for Trump. And I just have to say, if you voted for Trump and you're a black man, thank you.
You know, sometimes we have a habit of focusing on the negative. There were so many negative responses to this election and its result that sometimes you see over and over again these negative images. I want to take that concept and turn it on its head. I want to show you women who responded to this election the right way, so we can hold up an example, so that there won't be any temptation for you to run off and listen to these folks who are leading you down the wrong path, who are just caught up in their emotion, and in 5 minutes they'll be in something totally different. As a matter of fact, you know, some of them said they were going to move out of the country, so why don't they get to packing their bags? We'll see you when you come home for the holidays, or when you come back to your senses, whichever comes sooner.
So I'm scrolling and I see a lot of black women making videos talking down to black men who voted for Trump. And I just have to say, if you voted for Trump and you're a black man, thank you. And I thank you because I know exactly why you voted for Trump. You voted for secure borders so that us women and children can be safe. You voted for a strong economy so that us women and children can be provided for. You voted for our children to not be indoctrinated in this failed public school system. You voted for my right to not have to use the bathroom with a biological man. You also voted for our children not to be drafted into another endless, senseless war that only benefits the military-industrial complex. And also, you voted for the protection of our freedom of speech. The same freedom of speech that these evil, nasty, disgusting women are using to wish death upon you. So as a black woman, I just want to say thank you for voting for Trump. I truly appreciate you, and I'm going to speak life into you. I pray that God continues to protect you and guide you. I pray that He gives you the success that you deserve. I pray that He gives you the strength to lead your family and your communities. And for anyone who wants to say in the comments that I'm a pick-me, baby, I'm already chosen. So what about you? It's Trump 2024. You already know. Thank you.
You see that? How refreshing was that? So beautiful, so feminine. She had a real reason. And she brought up a very valid point, that this very platform that you are able to talk this shit that you talk about these men without consequences, with freedom, without repercussions. Men gave you that right. So don't feel so negative that you're going to start following up obscure Korean movement and stop sleeping with men. Maybe you should just take notes from women who actually get it. You see, she doesn't have the problem a lot of women have. She actually has somebody. So kind of makes a difference when you're sitting at home with a bunch of cats. Hey, yo, I ain't got no problem with cats. It's just when the cats run the house, when the cat is the man of the house, there's a problem.
I am so confused right now. The amount of girls that are coming up on my For You page talking about Trump has been elected president. Oh my gosh. We don't have any rights anymore. My grandma has more rights than I do. What the heck are you talking about? What? I can buy a car. I can buy a home. I can go to school. I can get a job. I can do everything a man can do. I can vote. I can vote. I have the freedom to go onto this wonderful app and speak whatever I feel like. That's my car telling me I need an oil change. Anyways. What rights am I losing? And if the only rights we're talking about are allowing men to come into the bathroom with me and play in women's sports and the right to kill an unborn child, I'm sorry, you're crazy and kind of demonic. So if you needed a reason to unfollow me, there it is.
There it is. She laid it out plain. Simple. What are you losing right now? You woke up and you said the world is different. Well, okay, he hasn't gotten into office yet. Okay, so on January after inauguration, what are you set to lose? What rights that you don't have? We need to snap out of this. I mean, I really said this in another video that a lot of the rhetoric and stuff that was brought up in the last few weeks They had people really believing that a lot of that was true. They had people believing that Donald Trump was Hitler. Then tell me why Joe Biden is inviting Hitler to the White House to make a peaceful transition of power. Like all this bluster that's been going on for the last few months, and I think it's a travesty that it happened. I think they need to really offer some mental health support. Before I suggested maybe they take it out of the $1 billion that they raised, but apparently the $1 billion is now down to negative $20 million. They wasted $1 billion on Kamala Harris's campaign. That's like, I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm speechless. I don't know. I didn't know you could spend money that fast. I didn't know you could spend $1 billion that fast. It sounded like something else is going on. It sounded like some of this money has been reallocated, has been put in different places, maybe offshore. I don't know. Allegedly. Not saying anything, but how does $1 billion get wasted and you end up in a hole 20 million? That's crazy. That's crazy. And then that goes to show you all the celebrities that were making appearances. They weren't genuinely there because they believed in the cause. They were there because they were making millions of dollars there. You get that? And some of them without even performing. This is a travesty. We're gonna all see it. It's all gonna come out in the wash. We're gonna see. A lot of these women look way better than the ones that are in opposition. The ones that are screaming and crying right now. I don't know. Is it a show me something different?
Okay, so now that my page is back up and it's not banned no more, like y'all try to mass report it and ban it, I got a lot of things to say, and I'm speaking specifically right now to my quote-unquote sorors. The fact that there were hundreds of sorors in my comments degrading me like you know me and you don't, questioning my blackness when I'm black as hell and came from a black mama, questioning my education when I went to a HBCU, graduated magna cum laude with a 3.6 GPA from an institution that was founded by an honorary member of our illustrious sorority, a member that founded it with $1.50, 5 little girls in a dream, no handouts. Yeah, that institution. Questioning my membership when I've been a member for almost 7 years. I've been a member since March 31st, 2018. Y'all calling me perps. Y'all saying I'm this. Y'all saying I'm that. And these are all sorors. When I thought that sisterhood is supposed to be at our core. We're supposed to lead with love and compassion and courtesy. That's what we're supposed to be leading with. But y'all really showed y'all behinds in my comments. And y'all still showing y'all behinds in my comments till this day. But nothing beats y'all wishing on me, hoping that y'all can bully me, cyber bully me to the point to where I may feel like I want to denounce my letters, my DST, simply because I had a difference in opinion and I said who I voted for. Now, granted, yes, I did have it in my letters, but I figured, well, there were sorors that were supporting Kamala Harris in their letters. I read the email, I read the communication, and because it's internal, I can't post it and really explain exactly what was said in it. But I never endorsed anyone, and I never encouraged anybody to vote for Trump. I specifically said that I voted for him. I gave my reasons why I didn't vote for Kamala, and I said vote in the best interest of you and your people. And I said that I went and voted. I exercised my right to vote. Yes, I'm aware that my ancestors fought for my right to vote. And I exercised those rights at the polls on Friday when I posted that video. Now, keep it a buck. The only reason why y'all feel a way about what I said is because of who I voted for. If I would have got on this internet, if I would have got on TikTok and said, oh, y'all, look, I just went ahead and voted. I got my voting sticker. I went ahead and voted for Kamala Harris. My D9 sis, I got to support her. We HBCU alums. Us girls got to stick together. If I would have got on the internet and said that, this wouldn't even be a discussion. It wouldn't even be a topic of discussion. Y'all are so stuck in y'all ways, especially y'all old heads. Y'all feel like, oh, she's a young girl. She's out of line. No, we don't think that way. That's against our founding. That's against this and that. When the core of our founding, who we were founded by, was based on conservative values.
Thank you. Damn, she went crazy. She went crazy on this. But, I mean, I feel sorry that you had to go through this. You're right. There is a generational divide. There was a lot of people that were older. They were trying to tell us, it's one thing and it's only this way or the highway, and that's just not true. You voted your mind, you voted your conscience, and I thank you for it. Even in the face of going against your Delta sisters, your sorors. So I salute you. Hope y'all can iron this out. They wanted you to renounce your letters. That's crazy.
So before I got banned off TikTok Live, I was talking about how women are so emotionally imbalanced that y'all don't realize the bigger issue with Kamala not being the president. While y'all are up here screaming and crying on social media, y'all don't realize that you would have had way more issues to worry about other than abortions if she would have became president, because she would have left the borders wide open. And do you know what that means? That means that there would have been people physically running through your home trying to physically harm you, and you would not have to worry about an abortion. You would have to worry about your physical safety. And I don't think women realize that. Y'all don't understand that there are things bigger than abortion going on in this country. The Democratic Party was legit picking at people. They were legit keeping the borders open to the point where there were people in Colorado taking over people's apartments. No matter what y'all want to say, there was real evidence of that. Let's not mention the young girl life that was taken in Texas because those two men did her horribly. What do you think would have really happened if Kamala Harris would have became president? As a woman, I would prefer this individual, even though he's not the most positive. I know that my body will be fully safe, even though my vagina means I can't get abortions. I'm sorry. At some point, women, we have to step outside of our emotion and look at the bigger picture. It's not always about you, which is exactly why she lost, because she was only going after the women. But we need men to protect us, because who's going to protect us if those borders was coming open? Let's just be real. Y'all was so worried about your vaginas, but it don't seem like you was worried about these overgrown men walking in women's bathrooms with your little girls.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know.
They're taking away our rights. They're taking away our rights. What rights are they taking away from you as a woman? Your right to unalive your own flesh and blood, your own child. Unfortunately, they're not taking that right away from you. You can still do that. So what rights are they taking away? Or do you mean they're taking away the rights of men pretending to be women from entering into our spaces, into our bathrooms, into our sports? Are you talking about those rights? Because it seems to me like they're restoring our rights as women. Now we can actually finally proudly have our own female-only spaces where we can be safe, our own female-only sports where people who have trained, women who have trained for years and years, can finally gain the recognition that they deserve because they don't have to worry about competing against a biological man. So are they taking away our rights as women, or are they helping us? And let's not even talk about the fact that if the unborn child that you are unaliving through the procedure is a female, you are taking away her rights. So what rights are being taken away?
She brings up a good point about the sports. If you looked at how brutal that boxing match was, and boxing is a serious sport, you can die in that ring. And when you saw the beating that woman was taking, that something was wrong. You knew that something was off. There's a difference between man's strength and women's strength. Now, there's some strong women out there, Clarissa Shields, whoever. But the way that this match went, it was rough. I'm still not trying to be sued because apparently she's suing people, but I just thought it was interesting that was one of the things that's kind of on the table right now. And so, I'm glad to see some women that are responding to it, because we got to protect our daughters in that way. Didn't think we would have to, but we're going to have to.
All I've seen Kamala do is promote abortion. Okay. This is what you're talking about giving us free housing, tax credits and all of that. They got to be paid back. Y'all could have been done this. This stuff that you're talking about helping black men, you all could have been done this. People want to give us the excuse that, well, she's the VP. She didn't have any power. Well, hell, Kim Kardashian ain't never held a seat in office, and she done did more for than Kamala Harris ever has in her lifetime. I've never held a seat in office. I've done more for than Kamala Harris ever has in her lifetime. This idea that somebody can't operate from a position of VP, that they can't use their influence. If I could use my influence, to get Trump to change the law? You telling me Kamala can't use her influence as VP to get something done specifically for our community? When them Asians was murdered down here in Atlanta, she came down here, was on ABC talking about she was the first Asian vice president. I don't know if she Asian, black, or Indian, but that ain't the point.
If she's vulnerable, she's in the in club, she's a vessel, she'll do whatever it is that they want. She has no opinions of her own. She's not even intelligent, if you ask me, plainly. Like she's not. She's not even intelligent. And so she's the worst kind of person. She's got no compassion. She lies and feels absolutely nothing. And she's the worst plausible candidate that could get into office right now when we're at such a critical juncture in this country.
You know who we got to give an honorable mention to, and y'all not going to like it, but hear me out. Joe Biden. Joe Biden sabotaged that woman every step of the way. Joe Biden was the one that even had her run. He said, even in that senile state, that man said, who would be the worst candidate? Who would give Donald Trump a landslide? Oh, maybe the worst vice president to ever vice president, Kamala Harris. Thank you, Joe Biden. And Trump said at the debate he really hates her. He said it, and he might tell a joke, he'll never tell a lie. Remember when she was going to come out at that rally and say how she ended that huge longshoreman strike that was going on, and Joe Biden interrupted it with his press conference from the Oval Office or wherever it was, where he took the credit? Shout out to you, Joe Biden. And I'm not going to lie, I knew what time it was when he put that hat on. Remember when he put the Trump hat on?
Yep.
I said, oh.
I did a whole video on that. It just kind of fell through the algorithm. Nobody really paid attention to it, but I did a video on that. That was an interesting moment.
Donnie was right. Donnie was right. And hold up. It doesn't end there. Everybody was all up in arms about that comedian making that joke. Joe Biden said, oh no, I got Donnie's back. Y'all are garbage. That old man knew what he was doing. That old man knew what he was doing. So close to the election. And here's the coup de grace. He sent Jill out to go vote in MAGA red. She could have wore anything.
Ooh.
She could have wore anything. Everybody knows you wear red to the polls. We know what time it is.
We're
And she
all
know we
red.
know what time it is. I'm going to do a full breakdown of this whole crazy campaign on my YouTube channel. I'll probably do that in a few days, but I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. I think he deserves an MVP, but who y'all picking?
Yeah, but anyway, I'm glad to see that there's some women out here who have our back. They have some sense, that aren't really driven by the popular narrative, that haven't fell into the Beyonce trap or the Cardi B trap or, the J-Lo trap, I guess, for the Latinas. These women have some sense. They're, I don't even know if these exit numbers are right, because I'm seeing a lot more women that actually are showing their support. And I thank you all. I thank you all for at least allowing us the freedom to have our own choice, But anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification for all uploads. If you want to watch more, please watch one of these videos down below. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter. That way you can stay up to date on all things Faucette Media. You can find out where I'm going to be, what platform I'm going to be on, and I can stay in touch with you. This is Faucette Media.